We first noticed he had speech difficulties at about 2 years of age when he wouldn't complete sentences and he would get fairly frustrated. And our general doctor didn't think there was anything wrong, but we pursued it, and a pediatrician recommended him for speech services.
I first realized how I had a speech dysfluency really when I was in the early grades of elementary, because I noticed how everyone said stuff mostly flawlessly and they could get their message out without much trouble, but with me that just wasn't the case.
Nick has had speech services through the hospital, through CCAC. CCAC came into the school to direct his speech services. He's had private therapy. He's gone to the HA Leaper clinic in London at Western for he probably attended 7 years of speech camp there during the summer, which was very good for learning speech strategies in a group setting. I think my biggest role to help with Nick's speech therapies was to attend as many sessions as I could, either whether it was during his sessions at the school or at Western during the summer camps. They often had a parent instruction meeting where we'd learn, certain techniques, and we also learned the psychological part of having a speech dysfluency and how it affects the child in ways that we could follow through at home.
Well, essentially how the speech language pathologist helped me was they mentioned how sometimes I talk too fast, so I jumbled and stumbled over words, and then that just made me stutter even more. So if I slowed down and used my strategies, I would sound like a non-stutter like 95% of the time.
Yeah, I found the school staff were generally accommodating. The school as a body sometimes wasn't. I remember one time he was having to have speech therapy in the kitchen area, right beside the freezer, with the freezer going, and it was loud to conduct that type of a session. And I think the school was low on space, and they just allocated that. But generally, his teachers were very supportive, and I used to have to get him to speech therapy at Western. I'd have to pick him up at last recess of the day. They were accommodating to send home, any work that he missed. And I think they were all really just pulling for him to get the therapy because they knew how that would help him academically as well.
I found at school that having a stutter, it impacted me, especially during elementary, since it's tough to deal with short attention spans with classmates if you're having trouble saying a message, and if you take more than a minute saying your message, they just get bored and stop paying attention to you. My teachers in high school were actually quite understanding with me having a stutter. They would listen more carefully to understand me if I was stuttering. But I also tried not to stutter at school so that I could make their listening time easier, but that strategy, it didn't always work.
It's just been a continuous, overcoming continuous challenges to get where he is today as a college student.
Oh, I'm involved in the first year of a 2-year program at Fanshawe, London, where it's hospitality, management, food and beverage. For the future I want to be successful, having a really fun job I like, where it won't seem like work, it will seem like fun, and I'll just love seeing my coworkers every day. And I know that with this stutter, I've overcome obstacles in the past when people said I couldn't do stuff, and I've been beating the odds and proving people wrong ever since 1992. So I'll just keep breaking the barriers pretty much.